What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Exclusive Tea Talk Show.
It's your host, Jai.
And Kay.
And today we have a special exclusive guest on our podcast today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chalyse, a.k.a. Lease. You can find me on Instagram at _LeaseTheBeast. That's LYSETHA Beast.
Period. So tell the people what you do, a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm full-time in the industry. I am a model coach, actress, dancer, choreographer, and creative director.
Period. So she's all around creative, y'all. Get into it. So we want to first thank you for coming on our podcast today. We're so excited to have you. But you know it's exclusive Tea Talk Show, so we about to get into it.
Yeah.
Period.
Make a little team up.
Yeah. So the first segment on our show we do is called the Exclusive Icebreaker Game. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and pick a question out of the bin.
Oh, I'm nervous, y'all.
Question.
Let's see. All right. Here we go. If you could switch lives with one celebrity for a day, who would it be and why? I have a few, actually.
Okay, let's get into it.
So on the modeling side of things, Naomi Campbell. I got to switch lives with her. I got to see how she got to. Okay, yeah. What be going on in her brain? I'm gonna pull some notes. Right? I'm gonna advance my career so fast.
Yeah.
But on the dance side and the creative side of things, Tiana Taylor. I got to know what's going on up in that brain of hers.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I caliente. My girl be doing what she's supposed to do. I'm so sad she's not doing. But if at any point you decide you want to go back on tour, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is me putting out my lease signal. I'm ready.
I feel like Tiana was so underrated.
Yeah.
They did not appreciate her.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate her.
And I've met her before.
Really?
Her and her mom, they are so sweet, so nice. And when I say hard working, like what? Yeah, no, I need to see more. I need to know more.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely love Tiana. So you can go ahead and pick one more question.
Oh, this one kind of thick. What's the craziest rumor you've ever heard about yourself? I would probably have to say the craziest rumor was when I was in high school and people was going around saying that me and this boy had done something, and I hadn't even lost my virginity yet.
People just be coming up with stuff.
I'm gonna do that. I don't even know what that is.
High school, middle and high school is a crazy time here.
And I'm like, who started it? Was it him? Was it somebody who wanted to be like? I never got to the bottom. Nope.
A lot of times you don't.
Nope.
It was him, honestly.
Yeah, it probably was him.
He probably had a crush on you.
Probably. Yeah. No, we were actually together.
So he just.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. He probably told his boys, maybe,
or people just made an assumption because people was hiding the pants back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I was a freshman.
Oh,
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, you was fresh.
I was still trying to figure out what's up with all these big buildings and doors. Yeah.
Dang, crazy time.
But keep my name out your mouth. It costs to say my name.
Hello.
Who is that? It's one of these celebrities out here now as it pertains to, I mean, I know a lot of them do it, but it's somebody, like, if you put a rumor or something out about them, but is it Cardi? Going through that whole rumor situation with Bia, and she was saying,
yep, it is Cardi.
Yeah. Okay. Keep talking. I bet you I'd be sitting on a nice lump sum.
I know that's
formation of character. Yep. I know what they be saying. If I knew now what I knew then.
Exactly. So we're about to jump right into these questions.
More questions. I'm nervous.
So our first question is, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started into modeling and what inspired you to pursue this career?
So I guess that's kind of a 2-in-1 for me. Because what made me get into modeling is when I was younger, growing up, I was bullied.
Okay.
Later found out it was due to jealousy, but obviously
most of the time.
Exactly. But obviously when you're hearing it, they picking on you. They was jealous of my hair because it was nice for the height I was and the age I was back then. Oh, my hair was down my back. Obviously when you get taller and grow older and trims and cuts or whatever. But yeah, and so they had even threatened to cut my hair, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah. Now that's when I was gonna act a fool. But other than that, I've always been like a sweetheart, very nice, very kind. So when people was talking about me, and I've always been tall. I'm taller than my classmates. I remember 4th, 5th grade. I'm up here, everybody is down here. They calling me Big Bird, Giraffe, a dinosaur, like all types of stuff, and I'm just like. Wow. Luckily and thankfully and prayerfully, I had a mom that, instilled affirmations and positivity and prayers in me and over me. So, that pushed me. However, there was that side of me that's like, oh, you're just saying that because you're my mom, blah, 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 the kid in me. Then there was the other side that's like, okay, maybe she is. Right.
Yeah. But maybe I am that girl.
Right, exactly. I am that girl. Yeah. But I ended up having this model coach. Shout out to Miss Allie, I love you, girl. But yeah, she was basically talking about how the confidence and all of that stuff, and just truly loving yourself. And then when so it wasn't with her where I did my first runway show, but I feel like with her is when I did my first runway show where I was able to be like actually understand what was going on, because I did a few when I was a kid, real cute and sweet, but to be in a place of understanding when I did it, I was just like, oh wow, like all eyes on me, like you have no choice but to respect my presence. And I kind of liked how that felt, because I felt like any other time you walk in the room, back then in that time, as the child that I was growing up, you either getting shut down by adults because stay in a child's place, or I'm having to deal with bullies, or people wanting to have their own opinion but not listening to you. And I'm just like, oh, I'm sick of this. But I feel like on the runway, that was my moment. Yeah, you can't mess that up. So
the runway definitely gives you that feeling.
Okay, yes. All eyes on me. Yeah, so that's definitely.
Okay, so who were or are your role models or inspirations in the fashion and modeling world?
So as it relates to modeling, definitely my girl Naomi Campbell. Shout out to Tyra. Everybody was watching their America's Next Top Model.
Yes.
She was reading them left and right.
It's so crazy because when I look back, years later, when I see the little clips on TikTok and stuff, I was like, wow, this was actually just a little bit toxic.
No, for real.
Just a little bit. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Ooh. And then my other person is RuPaul. Definitely got to give it up because, baby, he commands a room.
Yes, sure does.
Okay? That's I be embodying my inner room sometimes. I can't command the room.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then fashion, I wouldn't necessarily say there's a particular person, because my fashion is very versatile. Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm a sucker for suits. Okay. I look good in a suit. Real nice tailored. Got that hourglass shape. But you can't wear them all seasons.
Yeah, you can.
So do you do the pantsuit, or you do the skirt suit?
Pants.
Okay.
Yes. And I like the ones where sometimes they it don't have the sleeves, or if it does, it has the cape in the back, and then it's I'll show y'all some pictures.
Period. Yeah, send us some pictures. Okay, so what have been some of the most memorable and defining moments in your career so far?
So for modeling, for sure, getting into this whole content creation thing, I've, in a sense, always been a content creator. Never really knew what the title of it was until really diving deep into social media.
Right.
So last year I was just kind of doing different things, picking, and then I finally came and realized, because I was jumping between fashion, modeling, dancing, and some other content that I was doing, and I was just having these different days. And out of all of the days that I was doing the modeling content, it was skyrocketing. So I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. I'm gonna just go full throttle on the modeling thing. I know a lot about it, so let me educate the people. People be asking me questions and stuff, and to me, I would think it's simple stuff that they will already know, but they don't. And I had to learn, like, at some point, I had to learn this stuff the hard way. So I'm like, let me give them some stuff. So I started making videos like that, putting it out, and the views just started skyrocketing. And I was just like, oh, y'all like this. But I never let it get to my head, and I pray that I don't ever let it get to my head. But something that really stood out is I can't remember if I was at a show or just out and about, but I remember this girl coming up to me and she's like, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, where? I do a lot. So I'm thinking, like, is it a movie set? Like where do we know each other from? So she naming stuff. I'm like, no. And then I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, she doesn't look familiar to me. And I'm really good with faces. Like, I may not remember a name, but a face, especially if we had a close contact, I'm gonna remember you. I feel like with me, sometimes my hair gets me unnecessary attention. People can see me from a mile away, but I may not see you. So I'm just sitting here like. So then I guess she had a moment where she goes, I know. And I'm like, what? She was like, I follow you on Instagram. I be watching your videos. I was like, oh my goodness. So to come across somebody who I had never met before, they had never met me, but our first instinct, she remembered it. And then after that, she was talking about how it's helped her and all of that stuff. And I was like, wow, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's working.
Yes. And then the second thing, I definitely say within my acting career, there was a movie that I was in, and I hadn't told anybody yet. Like, I hadn't told my family. I was watching it with myself because I'm like, I got to see which clips made it in, you know? And before I even had a chance to announce it, I had people posting me on their stories. I had a family member call me. She was like, is this you in this movie? And I was like, yeah. And I was just like, you know, keep working. Keep putting in the work, because you may not be where you want to be, but you are where you once prayed to be.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, you know, sometimes we look at stuff and we be like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want, I'm
but
like,
living
but
your blessing right now.
Exactly. Live in this moment. Because there was one time where you weren't here.
Right.
Yes, I get you want to get to this point, but be grateful for this.
Right.
And a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I just rejoice and I just be thankful. And I'm just like, you know, I pray for times like this. So let me embrace this. Let me soak this all in, because this won't be here long.
Exactly.
I'm going to be continuing moving up. So
you're not ready for that yet, but you're getting ready.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I also want God to see that I'm appreciative for the little things, so I can be open for the big things. Okay, I'm ready. Drop it on me.
Because when that big blessing comes, you got to be ready for it.
Okay, and I want to remain humble. I'm
Definitely.
just like, Lord, keep me kind at heart. I don't want to ever get a blessing that you give to me, and I'm just sitting here thinking that I'm the biggest, I'm the best. No.
Yeah.
Keep me by your side.
Right.
I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
I feel like I done did that too many times where, you know, I wasn't really understanding the industry or my life and things of that nature, and I feel like I fumbled the blessing. I ain't gonna say fumbled the bag. I fumbled the blessing. I don't want to do that no more. So
I love that. It's so funny that you spoke on not always knowing when you do a movie or whatever, especially if you do background, you don't know if you're going to be in it.
Right.
That's happened to me a few times. And I had to learn too, you know, because of course you're going to get paid for it, period.
Exactly.
Right. But, you know, you get the excitement when you're first getting into that industry, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to be in this, I'm going to be in that.
Right.
And then it's just like,
exactly.
You searching for yourself. It's like, dang, they didn't even put that clip in it.
Exactly.
And I was going crazy in that scene.
Okay.
And they cut me out. Yeah, so definitely just, you know, keep it quiet until you see it yourself.
And I've seen you pass me about 10 times.
Exactly. Yeah, the camera be right there. You can
Right.
it like, yeah, this is
Exactly.
for sure making it.
Sometimes I'll be trying to put in little words, see if they pick it up on camera. Woman number one.
Nope, they for sure cutting that out. We didn't pay you to do that. Don't be slick.
I need my the moment.
That's funny.
I don't do that all the time. I feel like I only do it on productions where I know I can, you know, slide it up in there.
And then it's funny because every time I feel like I do go on set, and then it's like I'm gonna just lay low and not do too
That's
much.
when they literally, that's what happened. It was me and another girl. Actually, that particular scene where I was seen in, it was not a lot of us. It was probably only 5 or 6 of us that got picked for that particular scene.
Okay.
And so while we actually ended up making it to set early, but apparently they were filming at another location. So they, they have their shot list. They have multiple stuff they have to shoot. So we was supposed to be there at a certain time.
Okay.
Shooting got delayed. So luckily we were in a area or place where we could be there as long as we wanted to or whatever. So that caused all of us that got booked to be there that day to start talking and mingling and having our own connection, which I love that in the industry. I love networking and connecting. So then it turned into us feeling like we was at work to us feeling like we was at somebody's house and chilling. And just the chemistry between all of us, I feel like it was genuinely shown on camera. Like we had hours to just sit there, get to know each other. Okay. And so, by the time we got on camera, you would have thought we had known each other for months or years.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you try not to be seeing for real is when you get your moment. So that's how it goes for whatever reason.
Okay, so modeling can be both rewarding and challenging. Can you share some of your biggest challenges you faced and how you overcame them?
I would definitely say for me personally, something that I feel like I often run into is colorism. They don't want to talk about that often in the industry, but it definitely happens. Not only colorism, but I'll just use the word of body positivity. Like, they want you to be super duper slim or plus size. You don't really have room to be slim thick or thick with a slim waist, because there's a difference for me personally. I feel like those are some of us that are petite, we got butt, and then those are the girls that they got it back there. Now the young ladies who got it back there, they more so use them for video vixen type stuff or celebrity influencer type stuff. But I know models like that who don't want to be overly sexualized with their body. Like, put me in fashion stuff or do me, in a hair commercial or whatever. And so there have been gigs or stuff that I've submitted to, and I'm sitting here like, why didn't I get picked? Because I know that I did what needed to be done. And that's something that I also tell people. If you know you gave all that you could give and you gave your best effort and your 100%, then don't worry about what's left. Because you did your part. It wasn't for you.
Right.
However, I'll see stuff, and then casting companies love talking about what they casted for, whatever. So you'll see the people who get picked. And I'm just like, how? And I'm not saying that in a sense of like me thinking I'm better. It's literally me being able to see this person isn't as talented as I am. Or even if they have the talent, they're not even professional. Like, how did you get this? Like, you are so distasteful in your actions. And so what I started to learn is that a lot of these companies or brands like to say the word inclusivity, but they're not being inclusive at all, because they're going to pick the fairest of the fairest with this curly hair, and then they're going to pick somebody all the way on the moonlight dark spectrum. And no discredit to those that actually are talented and are beautiful in that skin. However, it's like, don't forget about us.
Exactly.
Because I'm still beautiful. I'm still talented. If anything, I know for a fact I'm very professional. So
why it gotta be something crazy, something exotic for me?
Exactly.
What do you think some of the biggest misconceptions people have about the modeling industry are?
That you're gonna get paid for every single gig or just first coming into the industry, because that is not the case.
Facts.
You got to invest into yourself and take some time into understanding and learning your craft before you reach the opportunity of seeing that real good money.
Right. That's facts. You definitely got to work your way up.
Right.
It's not just, like you said, gonna happen overnight. That's facts.
Okay, so what advice would you give to aspiring models trying to break into the industry in today's society?
Be yourself, but stay in your avenue and your lane and perfect that lane in that craft. Whether it's runway, whether it's print, commercial, hone in on that, perfect it, get good in it, and then take off. And then if you're a model like me who is well-rounded and I do all of those avenues, take time to focus on each individual thing and then start emerging them together.
Okay.
Facts.
That's good.
Okay, so what are some of your goals for the future, both modeling wise and beyond?
So definitely being internationally known, world renowned, you know. Well, my name gonna be a household name.
Yeah, period.
But I definitely know it's gonna take work, it's gonna take dedication, and honestly, it might even take cutting some people off and, you know, excluding myself sometimes, because I know that there will be some opportunities or even just times in my life where I just need to take time for me, because that's what a lot of people, you know, don't necessarily talk about. When you grind and hustle, sometimes you forget to take time out for you.
Right.
And also knowing and understanding that you don't owe your time to anybody but you.
Right.
So when I say today is rest day or this week is rest week, then that's what it's going to be.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Love that, period.
And what was the second part of the question?
Modeling and beyond. So.
So definitely world now with modeling, and then I would definitely like to get a few tours under my belt for dancing.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm excited for that.
Period. I love that.
I've danced with artists, like, you know, locally at like certain events or things that they had, but to go on an actual tour,
yeah, whole different level.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I actually was offered the opportunity last year, but some things fell through. We didn't end up going. It wasn't my time yet.
Yep. That's all that means.
But however, what I will say is it showed me and it proved to me that I have the capability of doing so.
Yeah, definitely.
So it'll come back around.
And will.
And I'll be ready again. Because I was ready that time. The mishap, it wasn't on me. I was ready. The exes. Okay.
I love that.
Yes. Okay, so how do you envision the modeling industry evolving in the next few years, and what role do you hope to play in that?
So definitely we'll see it involving and actually being inclusive, all the way from skin tones to body types, even like the tattoos and the hair and everything. I firmly believe that it will fully be inclusive. However, what I do hope is that a lot of the foundational things that are in place will stay. Like the professionalism, the certain ways that we walk down the runway, certain ways certain photo shoots happen and things of that nature. Like the business side that I have been able to see for myself, that I'm like, oh yeah, this the foundation, these the principles, like keep it like that. But the inclusivity of it all, let's go and get it to where it should have been.
Right.
Yes.
But
and I do think that it has been a little bit more inclusive since like years ago, because before, like you said, no shade, you wouldn't even see a plus size model on the runway, period.
Yeah.
Like that just was not a thing. Right. But the other things that you spoke on, like, we need to do better.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, definitely. I thoroughly enjoy seeing my full figured and plus size on stage. Just make sure you actually do the job that was meant for you.
Yeah, exactly.
There have been times where I saw that they booked like a plus size or a full figure model, but they couldn't walk. And I felt like they just did it to say that they had somebody.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, I actually know full figured and plus size models who actually put in the work and have perfected their talent and are some really good walkers. So why they not?
Exactly.
Oh, but I forgot. I'll be looking for influencers.
That part.
Yes.
Real social media influencer, not a model.
Like,
big difference.
It's giving hobby, not career.
Yeah. So. And not knocking it, like, if that's how you make your money, you an influencer, do your
don't
thing.
Take away from me.
Yeah, don't call yourself a model if you're an influencer. It's not in the same category.
Like, you know, sis.
Exactly.
You know if you can really do it.
Exactly.
Like, stop playing.
Facts.
All right, so if you could model for any brand or any designer in the entire world, who would it be and why?
So I'm breaking it down a little bit, okay? So beauty wise, I would definitely say Juvia's Place.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh, I just love her products. And they do wonders for my skin complexion. You know, there are some other products where I feel like I have to put so much on just for it to be seen. Whereas with her, baby, one swipe, I'm like, so yeah, definitely want to tap in with her. Juvia, if y'all hear this, holla at your girl. But yes, I really do love her stuff, and I would love the opportunity to meet the creator and owner of the brand,
right?
Kind of figure out, how she was inspired to do what she did, what was her story and whatnot, and just learn some other things just past the business,
right?
See what type of person she is, because I'm also big on energy. Like, honestly, yes, that is what I want to do, but I ain't gonna lie, if I was to find out like meeting her will be in the negative light, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't really know clothes wise, because I just feel like these clothing companies, they just be having a lot going on. Like, it's always negative stuff that you hear. It's like, okay, you got this brand that's nice, but they don't want black people in their stuff. Okay, you got this brand, but they don't support the gays, or they do because it's Pride Month. I'm just like, oh, it's just so much. So I haven't really found a particular like clothing brand that's already big, because obviously I have local people that I already know and support and will rock them and already push them. My mom is a designer, so I'm always
here. Shout out to mom.
I always rocking her stuff. But if we're talking about people who are already known, I don't really have a clothing brand right now at this moment that I can think of that I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait to work with them. Like, shoes though, if we're talking about some shoes, hey, Nike, holla at me.
Period. For real.
Yes, I love me some Nike. And then there's also a brand here. I do believe the brand has become big, but I think she started here. It's an Atlanta local. She's black and she's a female. She's also an athlete. She plays football. She has her own shoe company. Okay. I believe it's pronounced Tronus. I think I said that right. If not, I'm sorry, girl.
Never forget me.
You know who you are, okay?
Right.
But yeah, so definitely working with them too. And then, I mean, Nike do got clothes, so if we want to add
I was about to say that.
But no, honestly, just put me in the shoes. Like, the shoes be eating. They do what they got to do every single time.
Yeah, when I be going into Nike, like when I'm at the mall or something, and I be seeing like the big billboards of different people or whatever, I be like, one day.
Exactly. Yes. And I take it back. I do know a clothing brand that I would like to work with. I don't know why this didn't pop in my head. Me and my family get all this stuff. Like, God is dope.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, y'all holla at me.
Did they
right here in the same seat?
I was hearing like a year ago though that they stopped selling their clothes or something. Is that true? No?
No, it was a prank.
Oh, really? It was?
April Fools. Gotcha. The doops. No, they still in business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, put me on the website. Let's do it. Come
Period. Yeah, I love their stuff too.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm trying to think. I like purses. I don't really know like a particular brand that just pops out at me. So if there's any purse companies that like this face, I like Rocket Bag.
Period.
So yeah, gotta break it down.
Yeah.
Every company and brand don't do everything. Oh, and then also, meet me at your local beauty supply. Okay,
that part.
Whether I'm on the window or on somebody's box or the braiding pack, I'm ready for my close up, Mr. Cameraman.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
Yeah.
Can you share a funny or memorable moment from behind the scenes of a fashion show or photo shoot that nobody knows?
I could talk about the first time I fell. Thank God it was not on stage.
Dang, really?
It wasn't on stage. Okay. It was actually in a rehearsal leading up to a show. Because, technically that's considered backstage, right?
Yeah.
So, mind you, in the whole entire history of me modeling, I have yet to fall on stage.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Let's keep it that way. However, I am prepared though. Like, I actually practice stuff like that at home. Like leading up to swim week, I was like, okay, if I slip on water, what am I gonna do? Or if I trip on the garment, I always prepare myself for runway mishaps.
Yeah.
Y'all, why did I go? I was went out of town because I was booked as the model coordinator for a show.
Okay.
And I think I'm glad that I was quick on my feet, but I think another thing that had me dang, I wasn't even embarrassed about the fall. I was embarrassed about the fact that this person had just did all this hyping up of how great I am. And I ain't saying nothing. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, thank you, or whatever. And so then they're like, yeah, so I want her to get up and walk and and I'm like, okay. So y'all, I get up, I start doing my walk. Come to find out, there was wax on the floor, so it was not me.
Okay.
So I go, I'm walking. Swoop! I dropped down, got right back up, kept going. And I was like, they was like so caught off about the fact that I just dropped and went back up. Yeah. And then I did have a moment where I was like, oh, because it caught me off guard. Like I wasn't expecting that. And then to make matters, well, for me, not necessarily worse, but for other people. So there's these shoes that I typically wear once I have like made it into a show or I'm practicing, because for me personally, I feel like they provide better support. They are super duper high. Yeah. Now I can walk in them. Some people see them and they're like, oh my gosh, how can you walk in those shoes? And I'm like, because number one, I have balance. Number two, I work on my ankles. Like I'm used to this. Right. So also, for me to have just told somebody when they was like, oh my God, those shoes are so tall. And I'm like, oh no, that's fine.
Like, I do this.
Like, I got it. And then that happened. And I was like,
at least you saved it, girl.
Exactly.
I did. I showed it. So.
Exactly. That's the important part.
Yeah. I think that was probably my most like, dang.
Yeah.
But honestly, I haven't really had any crazy like backstage stuff.
Okay. I mean, backstage in general, I feel like as a model is always crazy anyway. Especially a fashion show.
Exactly. And I feel like at this point, I've kind of developed like my own kind of fashion. I mean, fashion show day. I'm not gonna necessarily say like ritual or traditional or thing, but like my own routine. Yeah. Of like kind of an idea of what to expect and what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
It's a mental game for real too. Because all of that sitting around and stuff for hours.
And that's really where the bonds come in.
Yeah, it is.
Like talking and networking with each other and stuff. Yeah. That's how I got my model friends.
Facts.
Talking at shows and bonding and connecting and sharing pointers and tips. Or if it's people and it's their first show or their first few shows, we be helping them with their walk. So.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's facts. Okay, so how do you handle rejection or criticism in such a demanding and competitive industry?
So, something that I was told a while ago, not even in the modeling industry, within another business field I was working in, that has stayed with me and I have not let it go. Shout out to Miss Pam. No does not mean no, it means next opportunity.
That's
good.
And then something else that I learned was that your next job comes from your last job. So keep that in mind when you're working and doing what you're doing when you're there, because you don't know where it's going to get you or where it's going to take you. So I also know that everything is not meant for me. So with me keeping that in mind, the whole next opportunity thing and the, this wasn't meant for me. That's really what keeps pushing me to keep going. Yeah. That wasn't my story. That wasn't my testimony. That wasn't a check for me. Yeah. So I got something even greater.
Yep.
Right.
And then there have also been times where there was like me and some other model people I know, and we went to cast for a particular gig or book it or submit it for the same thing, and they got it and I did it, but they had a bad experience. And I'm like, I was saved. I mean, I ain't said to them like that. Like, we talked about it and I was like, dang, but in my head I'm like, oh yeah, I was saved. Yeah. Like, I ain't have to worry about that. Yeah. And that's another thing that keeps me going. And I think for me personally, because I am rooted in my spiritual and in my faith, me and God talk, that my homie right there, I call him Big OG. But I pray a lot, so I feel like I was saved from having to deal with that.
I love that. Next opportunity.
Exactly.
I love
that. Don't mean no, next opportunity. Moving on.
Yeah.
And then criticism, right? That was the other thing. I actually appreciate appropriate and professional criticism. Yeah. Because there's some people that they don't be critiquing you. They're just but appropriate criticism, Oh yes, get me right. Cause I don't want to look like a fool. I want to be better. I want to, be able to help other people that I see. So yeah, tell me.
Right.
Get me right.
And like you said, appropriate. Because if I've been doing this for how many years, and you just started last week, and you come telling me that I need to walk like this, excuse me, I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this, baby.
Where you hear that from? Oh no, I was just looking at you, and
I don't think that's really like.
I'm like, so you ain't even hear this from somebody who is a professional, been in here long. You just okay.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice
carry on. Right.
Oh man.
Okay, y'all. So y'all know, if y'all watch our show, if y'all are tuned in and tapped in each and every Friday, we have a little special exclusive segment that we do, and it's called Ask the Host. Your questions, our answers. You ask, we answer. So you write in. Y'all have a little dilemma, and y'all write in, and we give y'all our opinion. But since we have a special exclusive guest today, she's going to be helping us with this dilemma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's a spicy one.
Uh-oh. Let me hear it, girl. Let me hear it.
All right, so somebody wrote in and they said, "Hey, exclusive baddies, I'm currently facing a dilemma. I'm 24 years old and I recently landed my first major job in my field, and I have an important training I have to attend. This is a huge opportunity for my career. However, this job training requires me to travel internationally for 2 weeks, and the dates overlap with my best friend's wedding, where I'm supposed to be maid of honor. I'm torn between my professional commitment and my personal obligation. On one hand, this job could be a significant boost for my career, opening doors for me, and I've been working really hard for this for years. On the other hand, my best friend has been there for me through thick and thin, and I don't want to let her down on her big day. Do you all have any advice on how to handle this situation? Any advice would be greatly appreciated." That's a really tough one, I'm not gonna lie.
Facts, very tricky.
But we're gonna see what Chalyse's opinion is on this one.
All right. So, as someone who is in the industry, who could have an opportunity like this,
right?
I'm gonna get a little deep on it. So let's start by understanding the dynamic of your friendship. Because if you and your best friend talk on a regular, they should already know what your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, what you've been working towards, all of that is. Me personally, this opportunity that she getting, it probably won't come again.
Yeah.
But you can always have that best friend as long as y'all relationship is, number one, rooted in faith, rooted in love, rooted in understanding.
Yeah.
If y'all not in a place of that, number one, I don't know how you can really call that best friendship. However, I feel like you should take the trip. That's me. Because your best friend should understand. Like, I get it. I definitely get it. Like, oh, it's the big day. How could you leave me like that? So, for me personally, I would definitely go for the job offer. Something like that only comes once in a blue moon. And speaking from my own personal experience, like, my best friends know what it's like being in this industry.
Right.
And not saying that a wedding isn't a special day for them, it definitely is. But something that I feel like is more important is what happens after the wedding.
Right.
Am I there for my best friend through their marriage? Am I praying and making sure that their relationship is being afloat? Will they be able to see those 20 and 30 and 40 plus years of marriage? That's where my true work begins, not at the wedding.
Yeah.
You got your family, you got your people, like, yes, I get it, you would want me to be there. But for me, I feel like my role is after y'all say I do. Making sure y'all good, making sure the disagreements or whatever the case may be, we making sure we nipping that in the bud. We ain't letting the devil touch that. That's my mindset, And okay, boom, once the training is over, I can come and I can celebrate with you then.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally, me, I would never want to miss my best friend's wedding, but I do second and agree with what you're saying. I would make sure, because she is maid of honor, and I'm not gonna lie, that's a big responsibility. So if first I would try to see if there's any way that at least for that day, maybe can I miss one day?
Yeah, like can I fly back?
Right,
Yeah.
fly in, fly back. See if you could work something out.
Right.
If not, I feel like as best friend, as maid of honor, I feel like you low-key have to go twice as hard trying to get stuff done as maid of honor behind the scenes. Whatever you can do from where you are, making sure stuff is in order. Okay, who is next that your best friend can fall back on, making sure that they're doing everything. Right. You got to make sure that you still going as hard so that your best friend still feels that love and that you're still actually actively doing something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now I would definitely still do that. Like it's like, let's say for example, I know about the trip and then it's like a month or two before I get there. Oh yeah.
I'm doing everything.
Everything about to be done. I got you. Okay.
Where I need to go. I need to pick this up.
Booklet for whoever got to step in for the day up. Hear your instructions.
I'm calling people the day, I'm on my training. I'm calling, is this ready? Is that ready? Doing all of that. Yeah. But I definitely say first, see if you can fly in, see if you can work something out first.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would try to do that. For sure.
I definitely agree with both of you guys' answers, honestly. Definitely try to figure out some kind of way to be there, even if it's on FaceTime, Zoom.
Right.
Are we on two different time zones? Am I supposed to be asleep, but the wedding happening? Can I? Put the flowers on the camera.
Like, there's no phone up, sis. Right. But yeah, definitely.
Send a video in or something, do something.
No, that would be perfect, honestly. Send your little voice video. I couldn't make it, but I'm showing my love support from wherever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my cup at the reception.
Exactly.
I would like to make a toast. Everybody put their glasses up.
Like everybody towards their attention to the screen. My bestie is finna talk.
Exactly.
We're gonna make something shake.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like, even though yes, it is your best friend, and it's just like, I don't want to say just throw out your whole opportunity with your career. Definitely still try to make that next step. If it's going to make you higher in your career, definitely take it. But still try to find some kind of way to still show support for your friend at the end of the day. Absolutely. Try to find a balance between the both.
Right.
And not only that, especially because what she said, she's 24. Like, congratulations.
Yeah.
You going international. I know people that's 54 that ain't been international yet. So, rev it up.
Yeah, love that for you. And good luck in your career field.
Yeah. If she your best friend and she know your goals, it should be.
It's gonna hurt her for sure because she's gonna want you there. But at the end of the day,
she knows your heart.
Exactly, honestly. She knows your heart. She's gonna understand.
At the end of the day, pray about it.
Yeah, exactly. real.
Right. Okay.
But good luck to you. Good luck to your best friend. I hope she has an amazing wedding day.
Right. Congratulations to the bride and the groom.
Right. Exactly. Yes, for sure.
Okay, now guys, we're rolling up on our last segment, and you guys know what it is. What would you do?
Yes.
For
whatever reason, this is people's favorite segment of the show.
Yes.
They love this segment.
Okay, so you've been dating a guy for a few months, and things are going great. But one day you receive a message from a woman claiming to be his long-term girlfriend, saying he's been cheating on both of you. She provides a convincing evidence, but your boyfriend denies everything and insists that she's just a crazy ex just trying to sabotage his life. What would you do? Would you believe him, confront the other woman, or take another approach?
Oh, Jesus. So, I'm definitely somebody who's big on receipts. Like, baby, I got to see the proof. Okay? The dates got to add up.
Thanks.
However, we are in a AI time.
Oh, my goodness.
Bruh.
Oh.
And
this stuff is getting bad.
And that is what scares me, because I'm like, if she is crazy, did she go and make all of this stuff? Because I remember being in high school where they had this app where you could basically text yourself.
Yes.
There was a situation that happened between this couple and a girl. Yes.
and it looks real. Like you can put the number up there, and it's literally like looks like an iPhone. Blue, white.
Like, and I'm like,
sis need to go into some kind of creative designs.
Like, girl,
you too good at this.
So, yeah, that would be me. Like, I feel like I really have to put on my investigative hat to really see if what she's saying adds up. Now, obviously, I'm going to go talk to mine. What's this? What's that? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. You know, because at the end of the day, everybody got to plead their case.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me what your side is. Now, if it's... Because I can sense the difference between somebody trying to pull one over on me or if they genuine.
Yeah.
So, you know, have a conversation. And then I am a firm believer in what's done in the dark
will come to the light.
For sure.
Facts.
And another thing is, Big OG don't play about me. So
I know that's right.
I'm going to pray about it. And I'm going to leave it in his hands. And if at any point stuff start to show, we done. Enjoy yourself.
And one thing about it, that woman intuition is real.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. You start having dreams.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
So
The back of your neck, your hair starts sticking up. Like, I'm not playing.
So if I get to all of that, then yeah, Shawty, you have a good one. I ain't even
Exactly.
You do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I don't have all of that, I'm just be like, all right, so what we doing? We putting a restraining order on?
Right.
Like, how you want to handle this?
Right.
Because I always date or get in a relationship with the intent of long term.
Yeah.
And also, like, because I have the mindset of long term and I don't get with anybody who doesn't, our mindset or where we are is, okay, date, okay, relationship, okay, now we're cultivating for a marriage.
Right.
And a couple who's been together for 50-something years told me before, don't allow space for the devil to enter your relationship. So in my mind, when I'm really serious with somebody and I'm really trying to, you know, see where things gonna go, like, that's when we gotta close that gap.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have this room and this opportunity and all of this stuff for people to slither their way in. Like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's my tidbit. If Shawty a stalker, we got to get the restraint. We got to figure it out. Because I'm not going to jail because I had to one up you. Okay? But
and there's people out here like that. That's
they
crazy
really
for
are.
real.
Like they be wanting what you got. And
And be determined
exactly
to get it.
And that's why I love privacy. You it's on a need to know basis. You don't need to know, you're not gonna know. Now, Shawty, I mean, if he was over here cheating and doing his thing, you can have her.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that be, oh my God, how could you do this to me? Clearly you weren't happy.
Exactly.
There you go.
Right.
Y'all belong together.
Exactly.
And I be going about my business. I have my little 1 or 2 days of crying and then I'm done, child.
Yeah.
Who next? Because that just showed me that wasn't my husband. And now if that is. Next. I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
Okay.
It's a whole another story, baby.
Exactly. What would y'all do?
I mean, definitely gonna look at the receipts, honestly, and I'm definitely gonna read through the messages to see if that even sounds like him.
Right.
Like, girl, if you're picking up these messages, I feel like I can read. If I know how my man texted me, then I can see if he really texting you. Because even the way I text, I feel like you can tell if it's not me texting.
Yeah.
Or you can tell. Exactly. So if I'm reading it don't sound like him, then I know you lying, sis.
Right.
But
he don't even say stuff like that. Like,
OV. Right. But definitely gotta take both sides of the story and then come back and advise both. But
and I feel like if that's your man for real, I feel like low key, like I should be able to tell, like, if my man is lying. Like, we sitting now having a conversation about it and stuff. Right. Like, you should be able to tell.
Facts. He going on and on. She crazy. She did. I don't know. She did. Red flag. She crazy. I don't know. Like, I feel like you lying.
Right. You from?
Facts. Like, unless she real life crazy. But if you going too hard on me, trying to steer me in a different direction, I feel like, bro, like, nah, you gotta be lying, cause you coming up with too much stuff to not make me think that it's this.
Right.
So I don't know.
What about you?
Honestly, I feel like the same thing that y'all said. Like, I don't even know.
I'm getting to the bottom. That's
definitely gonna get to the bottom of it first, though. Like,
yeah, it's gonna have a whole gang looking at the messages like,
right?
Jayo, are you sure this sounds
exactly? Like, I will go full blown investigator with you, sis. Like, exactly, bro.
Detective emoji.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna have to check his phone. Gotta go through everything.
No, you need to check that MacBook. Cause you can delete me off that phone.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
MacBook, it don't ever delete. It go back years. Or if you got an iPad, bruh, even if you delete, you gotta physically delete your messages on the Mac, and it's not easy. Like, you gotta do like some kind of like weird stuff in the messages to delete it officially. So check that MacBook.
Trying to get people go.
Y'all heard about that guy who was suing was it Apple that he was suing because he said that he got caught cheating, and he said that like Apple said that like his stuff was deleted, but it was he was suing them for like $5 million or something.
$5 million?
Yes, it was something crazy.
No, that's crazy.
Sir, it's just like, how are you trying to deflect? You deleted.
You're wrong. You just mad you got caught.
Just check your L, bro. You got caught.
Niggas love to play. All right.
For real. That part.
Take me back.
Well, we want to thank you so much, Chalyse, for coming on our podcast today. Yes. We appreciate it so much. But before we go, make sure you shout yourself out again. Once again, tell them where they can find
Y'all
you.
be sure to follow your girl at _Lisa Beast. That's LYSETHA Beast.
Period.
Okay.
BEAST.
Yeah, all the creatives. Definitely tap in, check her out if you're an aspiring model or
even if you already model.
Right, even if you're already modeling.
You don't know what you can put me on.
Yeah, facts. Make sure you tune in and check out her videos and her content.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Exclusive Tea Talk Show. We drop in episodes each and every Friday, so make sure you guys tune in. We are on all platforms, so yes, make sure you guys tap in and tune in with us. Again, it's your host, Jai.
And Kay.
And we will see you guys next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.